Hi, my name is Erica Clark. I am a licensed clinical psychologist with a private practice in Tampa. And I wanted to speak with you today about an idea that's not new, but that it's something that's very prevalent right now in our day to day. And it's this idea of languishing. So, the idea of languishing, it's this feeling of apathy, stagnation, sometimes a joylessness that a lot of people are experiencing. And it doesn't necessarily reach the criteria for a significant episode of depression or anxiety, but it is something that sets us in a place that we're more vulnerable to depression and anxiety. So I think it's a really important one for us to talk about. So again, languishing is something that we see right now a lot because a lot of us are in an environment where we can't do our normal day-to-day things that bring us lots of joy, or our routines have felt a little bit more monotonous or mundane. We might be cut off from some social interactions in terms of trying to stay away from larger groups of people or some activities that might be things that would typically be very fulfilling to us. So, with that being said, we know that the opposite of this idea of languishing is flourishing. So, what I wanted to speak with everyone about over the course of the next several weeks are how to get closer to that place of flourishing. So, if you are experiencing languishing in any degree, or if you know someone who is, these tips might be really helpful to get you to move from languishing to flourishing, where you feel like you're thriving, where you feel like more like yourself, maybe, than you have in a long time. So, with that being said, the idea of flourishing is really rooted in positive psychology. And the strategies that I want to use are rooted in positive psychology, which is not just dealing with psychological ailments, but more so psychological well being and recognizing that there's a lot of things we can do just to enhance and boost our psychological well being. So there's 5 different pillars of well being that are discussed in positive psychology. And we're going to go through those over the course of the next several weeks. The first one that I wanted to talk about is positive emotion. So that's something that right now is a little harder to come by for some people. Again, some of the things that they turn to for filling up for positive emotion, things like that, they are harder to come by, and they're not quite as present in people's day to day. So we need to search those things out because we know that when we have moments throughout our day where we can engage and really enjoy positive emotion, that fills us up. That gives us more motivation. It brings a sense of well-being. So spending time identifying and acknowledging what brings you positive emotion is a really important piece of this. And that might be different right now. You might have to get a little bit creative. But if you can find the time to identify and acknowledge the things that bring positive emotion, start building those things into your day. So this can include mindfulness, even just the idea of being present, being able to say, okay, right now in this moment, what's going on? And specifically, what's good? So maybe it's this slight change in weather, getting a little bit cooler weather, a change of seasons, being able to be outside a little bit more, being able to just find beauty in our day to day, and then also savoring those things. So if you have a great conversation with a friend, be able to really be present and enjoy it. And even later in that day, remind yourself of that enjoyment, almost in a form of gratitude. So seeking joy, practicing gratitude, those are a great way to start in terms of finding positive emotion in your day to day and being really proactive about it. The last tip I'll give is to find time away from screens, to find time to be fully present, to put your phone away, to put the laptop away, and figure out what's going on in your day to day and what's in your present moment that feels good. So I'll leave you with that. And my encouragement to you would be over the course of the next week is to find some time and find some strategies that work for you to really be present. And even if it's for a couple minutes each day. The hope is that you build more and more of that. So each day you're recognizing the positive emotions that come throughout your day. And then next time we talk, I'll come back with that second pillar of well-being, which is engagement. So we'll talk about that next time.